Day 18 of the lockdown.
Really?
So Jared, we'll be speaking today about the challenges of boredom and how it affects those of us sitting at home with all the monotony that may be setting in. Boredom!
Everyone loses their minds.
No, it's a little bit tricky. You can't leave the house, you can't meet other human beings, so you find yourself asking yourself, boredom proves that you're alive, thinking, innovating, ideating, and trying to find unique solutions to a very unique problem. The problem that you still can't get out. The way I see it, you can either let your boredom define you, confine you, and make you miserable and bitter and angry and confused and disillusioned and distant, or you can use the boredom as a catalyst to find new things to do, to find new ways to think, to find new avenues down which you have never walked before.
दुनिया में दो ही चीजों की कीमत है.
Freedom and flexibility. While we may not be free to leave the house or travel outside as we normally would, we are free to let our minds, our imaginations, our intellect, and our interests roam the big, wide, empty world that is the internet, where we can populate it with content that we feel brings value, or we can draw from it. Imagine it as a perennial well. As we learnt in geography, a perennial well is a well that never runs dry. So you can draw as much water, knowledge, wisdom from the well of and wealth of information that is the internet. Or you can watch dog versus duck videos, which is a way to while away your time and address that boredom, but it's not necessarily the way in which you will find real value, sustainable value getting added to your life. To be flexible is to do things that you've never done before, that may have never occurred to you, or you may have been taught by someone or told by someone to not do it because it constitutes lack of focus. So if you had an artistic side to yourself which wasn't encouraged in your house, or if you feel like you could improve your dancing skills, or if you feel like this is a great time to pick up a musical instrument that's just collecting dust in the house, or if you feel this is a good time to upgrade your cooking skills, or if this is a good time to catch up on some reading which might help you professionally, or if you feel like this is a great time to watch a TV series that you've been meaning to get down to, that'll add new perspectives and new ideas in your life, in your ecosystem, then why not do these things? Why not do these things? Because now you have the time, and in service of giving your mind something beautiful and something riveting to latch on to, and thereby alleviating your boredom, in service of that, this is the best time that you could find to really flex your thinking muscles, really put yourself out there and see how you would progress based on these goals that you set for yourself. The goal could be to finish a TV series. It could be a very small goal, a very simple goal, and you need not necessarily innovate beyond your wildest dreams. Start small, continue small. Now, boredom is a very real problem for people of all age groups, whether you're married or not, whether you're living in a joint family, a nuclear family, or whether you live all alone. The reason boredom is such a problem is because we have not been encouraged to think in ways that are divergent to the ways in which we usually think. For example, when we were in school, when we were growing up, if we were bored in a lesson, our boredom was discouraged as a lack of focus, as a lack of attention, as a lack of interest, as a lack of the right attitude, or as a lack of not putting in the work. So we, as a society, collectively started feeling ashamed of our boredom without realizing that boredom is the number one reason why people professionally, relationally, socially, psychologically decline. So here I am trying to encourage you to alleviate your boredom by first addressing it and not pretending like it's some deep, dirty secret that you need to be ashamed of, or that you wish didn't have to be a part of your life. Oh, I wish I wasn't bored. Oh, I wish I had something interesting to do. हम try करेंगे. Unless you enjoy sitting around like a coward, like someone who enjoys the attention of self-pity, saying, oh no, I have nothing to do. Oh no, I'm completely devoid of any creative thinking or ability to alleviate my own suffering because I have not identified an activity that brings joy to myself. Oh no, I've done everything that has to be done. Oh no, there's no one around for my personal entertainment. Well, then that means you are behaving like a hunt for that activity, look for that endeavor, chase for that experience, ideate for that opportunity.
क्या मतलब?
इसका ये मतलब हुआ कि आपका मनोरंजन, आपकी मनोस्थिति, आपकी सोच और आपकी जिम्मेदारी नहीं हुई तो किसकी हुई? कौन करेगा ये काम? हाँ?
Exactly.
The excuse that I'm feeling too lazy, I'm feeling too bored in life, I have nothing better to do is, in other words, a way of telling people that I'm idle and I haven't exercised my creative mind in ways that I'm capable of, and therefore I'm giving up and I'm gonna just sit around and whine and become this woeful creature that requires saving, like this little bunny rabbit that requires a little quilt over it. So if you put yourself in that position, then unfortunately that's a position you will have to grow to accept, and then you get even more bored of being in that position because people often grow tired of giving us their pity, their time, their ideas, their resources, their sympathy. So you're in this for yourself. And by yourself, you have to get out of this state of boredom. And believe me, the options are there. If you have Wi-Fi, a couple of blank pages of paper, you can write down ideas, you can create new ideas, create content. Look at me, I'm addressing my boredom by trying to spread joy and hope and excitement and some silliness to brighten up your days as I'm here all alone in my house. And I understand a lot of y'all are feeling alone through this, but know that we come alone, we go alone. So if you're bored, take charge of it. And I hope you share what you're doing with me or on social media and show the world and show yourself that if not death by coronavirus, you don't die of boredom, right? All the best.
All right, let's do this. I'm always up for a new experience.